friend of mine a few years ago, and this guy would be an admitted casual, said to me that he doesn't like heavyweight weigh-ins. He prefers any weight where you have a weight limit to make. He prefers those weigh-ins because you can really see who's struggling at the scales and you know, all that kind of stuff. And I said I disagree wholeheartedly. If anything, the heavyweight weigh-ins are the most intriguing because there is no weight limit. And the reason for that is, or the reason that I find the most intriguing, is that although they have no weight that they necessarily need to hit, there's an optimum weight for each heavyweight. And if they come in way under that, you're kind of looking and thinking, okay, did they overtrain in camp? Did they leave too much in the gym? If they come in way over that, you're thinking, oh, did you spend most of your time in Five Guys and a bit of Nando's and then go gym, or what did you do? So I find the weigh-ins at heavyweights very interesting. Now, Alexander Usyk, who will obviously be weighing in as well on Friday, I expect him to... He looks the same as always. And he really hasn't changed since the cruiserweight days. The only difference is obviously on Fridays, the day of the weigh-in, he is normal. He's fully hydrated. Back then, he was cutting weight and he was weighing in 199, 200 pounds, having to rehydrate, all that. A heavyweight's not having to do that, obviously. And like clockwork, he's been weighing between 215 when he started against Shez Witherspoon, and he's gone up by about 6 pounds. It's nothing really over the course of 5 years, and lately he's been hitting that 221 mark on the dot, which is Usyk's best weight. And he's spoken about, you don't need to come in 230, 40 pounds, all this, that, and the other. You focus on your own strengths, and that's what Usyk has been doing at his run of heavyweight. So for him, I'm expecting him to weigh in very similar. It might not be exactly 221, it might be maybe a little bit over, it might be a little bit under. But once it's kind of roughly in that ballpark, kind of 225 or below, that's kind of a good weight for him. With Fury, you're looking at him in some pics and he looks lean. Then you see him with the shirt off and you're like, he doesn't look in bad shape, but you're like, oh, he looks a bit heavier. Not to say that's necessarily a bad thing. And you're just kind of like, what weight are we actually going to get with you? Because I think for Fury, when I've seen him look, certainly since the Wilder rematch. Now, I know in the Wilder rematch, he was in the low 270s. He looked great in that fight, but that was 4 and a bit years ago. It's been a while. And since then, the lightest he's been has been against Dylan White, which is his last real good performance, which was 2 years ago in Wembley Stadium. He was 264. That seems to be a good weight. To me, that's the kind of sweet spot in the kind of mid 260s for Tyson Fury. What are we going to get on fight night with him? Because you see him in, like today when they did the Grand Arrival, I know Usyk and Ade under his own feed were saying that he looked skinny, and he certainly did. He looked like he'd lost a bit of weight, obviously compared to what he was against Francis Ngannou, where he was out of shape. There's no ifs or buts. He definitely was. I know you can say, oh, I tried. No, he looked out of shape. He doesn't look out of shape this time around. Certainly not. He looks in particularly good shape by his standards. It has me wondering what weight they're going to come in at. Because when you saw him at the media day yesterday with the picture they did, in the front he looks quite slim, but his back, has anyone ever seen the episode of The Simpsons where Homer is standing there and the front is real lean, and then he's got like, I don't know what you call them, fat calipers or something, just pulling the fat in his back? That's kind of how it looked for Tyson Fury, to be honest with you. So it has me wondering, like, what the hell is he actually going to weigh in at? Because I would have thought that if he's looking to move, which personally for me, I think that is just something that he shouldn't even bother with, to be honest with you, because Usyk is just going to be too fast for you to be able to move and just use your jab with. You ran into trouble with that against Steve Cunningham over a decade ago, and your feet were you had a lot more spring in your step. You were a lot, faster back then, and it wasn't against a southpaw. I think he needs to be front foot heavy. And with that, you probably would want him to be a little bit heavier as opposed to lighter. I'm a bit all over the place with a weight for Tyson Fury. I'm thinking, I was originally, when I seen him in Morecambe, I didn't see him in person obviously, but it was with that Ricky Gorman guy. He put a picture up on Instagram. And Fury had like a yellow top on and all that. And he looked, by his standards again, lean. I was thinking he's going to be in the low 260s. Then I see him with his shirt off doing, pose. I'm like, oh, maybe not 260 something. Maybe in the higher 260s, 270s. For this fight, I really genuinely don't really know what to make of it with Tyson Fury. I'm reckoning he's going to come in the low 270s, kind of mid to high 260s. When I say mid to high, I'm thinking 266 or above. I'd be very surprised if he's under 266. Is that a good weight for Tyson Fury at this point? If he is maybe on the front foot game and it's not working and he's looking to change it up, he's looking to swap it up, trying to move for however many rounds, 4, 5, 6 rounds, trying to move, use your jab, keep your feet going, that's a lot harder to do when you're 6'8", 6'9", and you're 270 pounds, especially when you're in there against someone who Tony Bellew has spoke about it, Anthony Joshua has spoken about it, that Usyk mentally, more so than physically, with that movement, will knacker you. Now, Tyson Fury has better stamina than Anthony Joshua, that of which I've no doubt. But Tony Bellew never had a problem with stamina. And he spoke about it. It's like with Bellew, even though he was competitive against Alexander Usyk early on, it's like it was taking every bit of his strength just to hang with Usyk. It's like, I'm just trying to hang with this guy. If you contrast it to F1, we'll say, imagine Max Verstappen in a Red Bull and you have George Russell in a Mercedes. Oh, they're neck and neck. George Russell, he is literally driving the wheels off that car. Max Verstappen has another 3 years to go and oh yeah, he's gone down the road. That's what it was like. It's like one guy is literally, he cannot go any further. He is giving everything just to stay with this guy, and the other guy is like, all right, foot on the gas, boom, you're gone. That's the type of fighter Usyk is, and he will fatigue you mentally, physically, everything. I don't know if Tyson Fury has ever had that or been in that experience. It's going to be interesting to see how he copes. And if he's coming in heavy, it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that. Because again, if you look at times where he has come in heavy, like against Chisora was still able to get in on him. Ngannou, he was looking tired in that fight. It was only a 10-rounder. Wilder, I mean, he was in there with Wilder, who himself was jaded after a round because Wilder decided in his infinite wisdom to come in even heavier than he did second time around. And how'd that work for you first time? Not good. How did it work for you second time? Not good. Shock. Amazing. Never thought that would have happened. But you get where I'm going with this. He's looked better when he's been in the lower 260s. I don't know if we're going to get that. And that's interesting. That really could change the trajectory of the fight, the weight Tyson Fury comes in at. I don't want to go on too long on this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on what you've seen so far with Tyson Fury. What weight are you thinking he's going to come in at? And with him weighing in maybe in the 270s, if you're picking Tyson Fury to win, would that actually make you more confident or less confident? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. I would chat. Well, it's actually Tuesday night recording, but by the time this goes out, it'll be Wednesday morning, and I will chat to you later on this evening. We do a little live about 8:30, and let's have a bit of fun. Lads, I'll leave it there. Peace.